All right, kids, I'm just going to walk through this worksheet here. Um, you probably want to do these problems on a separate sheet of paper. Because I can only share one document at a time on a video, I'm going to have to try to cram it in here. But I'm going to quickly go through it. I'll talk about some on the way. So this one's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to move the 8 over, and that becomes 18. And when I divide by 3, I get x is greater than 6. Now, we're not doing any graphing here. We're just solving, and then after we solve, we're going to cross off the box at the bottom that contains this. Okay, and then once we're done and we've crossed off 16 boxes, there will actually be a bunch of boxes that'll will not have been crossed off, and those are the letters that are going to fill in the bottom. Okay. Here, we're going to move the 7 over by subtracting, so we get less than or equal to 30. Now, when I divide by -2, remember, this direction changes. That becomes greater than or equal to -15. Okay? -8x, I'm going to move the 30 over by subtracting. I get -24. Again, I have to divide by a negative again, so I get greater than +3. So there's just so many things to be careful with here, okay? All right, so you gotta be careful. Here we got the x on the other side. Move the 4 over by adding. That becomes -24. Now remember, the 12 is not negative, so when I divide by 12, I don't change the direction here. I just happen to get -2 on the other side. So x is less than, remember, read it from the variable. So let me see if I can find those 4 on the bottom. X is greater than 6. Where is that? I see it right here. X is greater than 6. We had x is greater than or equal to -15. I see that right here. We got x is greater than 3. That's right here. And then we got x is less than or equal to -2, and that's this one right here. Okay. All right, so now on this one, we're going to get rid of that denominator by multiplying both sides by 4. X is less than 44. That's no big deal, right? Now here we got to move the 9 over. That turns that into 12, and then we multiply by 5. So we get x is greater than 60. So no switching of direction on either of these, but there's just a couple steps involved. Move the 20 over by subtracting. That would become -16. Now I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to multiply by -2. So this negative times a negative makes it positive. That's good. And these 2's cancel. But remember, I now have positive x, but I multiplied by a negative, so that direction must switch. And -16 times -2 is +32. Here, I'm going to move the 7 over by subtracting, so I have -x over 10 is greater than or equal to -5. Oh, whoops, sorry, that would be +5, right? 12 minus 7 is +5. Similar to the one above, I'm going to multiply both sides by -10. So I get positive x now, and that direction changes again. So x is less than or equal to -50. So let's see if we can find these 4 down there, starting with number 5. X is less than 44. We had x is greater than or equal to 32. We had x is less than, I missed one. Sorry, x is greater than or equal to 32. I skipped one someplace accidentally. Oh, the x is greater than 60. Sorry about that. X is less than or equal to -50. There it is. So you see in the end, something's going to be left that we're going to fill in. So if I move this 10 over by adding, I get -8. Multiply by both sides by 6. I'm actually not multiplying by a negative. The thing that's different here is the x is on the right-hand side. No big deal. Here you multiply by the reciprocal. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay. Seeing that we're real low, we can let's do these low ones. X is less than or equal to -50. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. I already did that. X is less than -48. This will come back. It's right here. And then we have less than 21 right there. I'm going to do this one by subtracting 13. So I get -3/4 x is greater than 0. Now this one's weird. That one's 0. When I multiply by the reciprocal of -4/3, of course, anything multiplied by 0 is still 0, but we still multiply by a negative. So that means this direction changes. So we get x is less than 0. So that one can be a little tricky as well. Here we're going to subtract 30. So we get -6x is less than -30. Divide by -6. We divide it by a negative, so that's greater than 5. X is greater than or equal to 5. Let's see if we can do the one right above it. Again, if I subtract 21, I'm going to have -21 on that side. I multiply it by 10/3. And this would be -70. Remember, I did not multiply by a negative, so the direction did not change there. Okay, we just got what, 3 more problems. So let me move the 5 over. 2/5 x, I would have to add 5, so I would get 8. Multiply by 5/2, the reciprocal. And I would get x is 8 over 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. X is greater than 20 or equal to. Sorry, I forgot that. Move the 9 over here by subtracting. So that would become a 15. Now, when I multiply by the reciprocal, I'm multiplying by a negative. So my direction's going to change. And I'm going to get -10. And I got one more here. Subtract 8, that'll become -20 on that side. Multiply by the reciprocal. Remember, it's -3/4. So again, I multiply by a negative. Sorry, I'm trying to squeeze this in here. So this direction, let me get rid of that. Sorry. This direction changes. So we have x on this side. This changes. And that's going to become +15. So that's x is greater than or equal to 15. So that would be I don't even see that one down here. We already crossed that one off. Oh, you know what? I think I crossed way early on. I made a mistake. Sorry. See, number 2 says x is greater than or equal to -15, and I accidentally crossed off the wrong one. Turns out I was supposed to cross out this one. This one I cross off now based on number 13. Number 12 was greater than -10 or equal to, and number 11 was greater than or equal to 20. So let's write down what's left. Go across the top row. We have A, B. Next row, O, R, I, N. And then the bottom row. And this is a play on words. You know, if you had to drill 4,876 holes, that would be boring, wouldn't it? But remember, drill, another word for drill would be to bore a hole. So most of these are just plays on words. I know some of the jokes can be pretty lame, but that's it.